tools which can be handy in the academy. But if you're starting up, get used to with DevOps, get used to with Jira. These are good tools together. Uh, Document requirement, document, and do the issue tracking.
Perfect. Thank you, Asim. Uh, just considering the time constraints here. Thank you so much, Asim. As always, it's a pleasure having you in a great session.
Thank you,
So,
guys.
with next, it's over to you, Mr. Jab.
Thank you, Faisal. And thank you, Asim, for a good insight on how consultancy is and how we should be taking up in these vital. I really liked that session. I learned a lot, and I will be coming back to you with a lot of questions. So that's a great thing. Good morning, good evening, everyone. And I can see some really new people, and I just turned on my camera. I think it's Salvapuri time here in Pakistan, right? It's almost like the time where we are more as planning to have our breakfast. Now, now, and also same here. I just had my coffee and that's it. And I will be like showing you a session regarding the Power Automate and AI. It's an interesting topic that I feel should be part of it. Just a second. Let me know if you guys can see my screen, first of all. Okay. Is it visible?
Yes.
That's great. So the slides are pretty small. Why? Because I will be planning to do a more or less a walkthrough session. So less talking and more coding and less bubble apps. So what is Power Automate and AI? I will just start off with a small introduction about myself. This is me, Sajab, and I've been working with in specifically in CRM domain for like around 11 years now. And if you ask me from a perspective of how my expertise lies in, it's more or less in CRM, and slowly from past couple of 2 years, I've started working in Power Platform as well, understanding what is Power Apps, how Canvas apps are designed, and similarly what the Power Automate holds in. And also, when I started my career, it was relatively a new thing, like working in CRM when people were working more in, Java, .NET, and, iOS, Android. I remember it was the hot topic at that time. But I, as a person, took a small decision and, went on a journey to uh, learn and conquer the CRM. And it was easily done. So these are my some social details here at the bottom. I'm not a Facebook person. Apologies for that. I am available on LinkedIn and Twitter. I just shared my LinkedIn username and all. Sorry, and the Twitter account as well. Please, regarding this session, I would love to hear from you guys again. Tweet here or regarding any feedback, any discussion, or any trend we want to start off. For a Power Automate, and it will be really helpful for us to uh, collaborate further as well, because all these training sessions are arranged, but to be honest, these training sections are not something that shows us that we are much more experienced or have more knowledge. No, it's something we want to share it with you and learn back from you as well. So it's always, I always love to learn back from the community. I have posted a lot of trainings in past. Some people came back to me with some questions. It gave me an idea. I read more about it, and I learned a lot. So thanks for that. So it's I will be loving to hear from you guys, learning down the line the session, and also more about the any feedback or any improvement thing that you see. So as you can see here, it's a brief introduction about what is Flow, what is Logic App, and all these things. I think we are pretty much aware of it. I would just put it up there for the sake of presenting. And yes, this is sort of a Mayan Mandalorian saying that this low code is no code is the way. So this what I will be showing right now today is more of a low code no code automation and AI, how we can merge them together and see how these two work out together. So that's it. So let's move on towards the next screen. So I'm be switching my screen, and do let me know if you guys can see it out. Can you see my Chrome screen available in front of you? If the Chrome is not coming up, please do let me know. down the line. So the first screen that you are seeing here is the standard make.power app screen. And in this particular screen, what I want to show you is that, some things are already there and are hidden
I don't
that
think
No, we
you're
are
not
only
seeing
seeing
it.
the slide deck.
Okay, perfectly fine. Thank you for pointing it out again. Just a second. Let me reshare again. Okay, can you see now? Is it visible?
Yes, it is now.
Ah, that's great. That's great. That's great. And so the first thing is that this there is a tool here when we logged into make.powers up. There is a thing there is a tool here at the left hand side. You can see AI Builder. What is an AI Builder? And this is something that is already available to us. And I think pretty much of us who are working on Power Automate or Power Apps, I feel we didn't saw that. That's my thinking. But if we had it, that's good. I want to hear from you that, okay, what I did or cover in this session, please do share a tweet around it, or maybe we can have a discussion around it after the call as well. So here you can see on the left side, when I log into a Power Apps, make.powerapps, just start remembering this URL, make.powerapps.com. And on the left side, you see here, there is something called build and model, AI Builder. So, and please feel free to cut me off in case if you have any confusion. You can drop sort of a question over the chat, and definitely Faisal and Hazel who are monitoring it will be definitely pointing out the question in front of me again. So this is a build part, and you can see over here there are a couple of things that you see in front of you. For the sake of time and unfortunately, I wish I can go in each one of them in detail. I will be just going into that one that is I'm planning to show you the form processing, or more or less processing something from a PDF or just like that. So all these categories have their own benefits and AI power and capabilities linked to them. Like object detection is something if you are trying to detect some sort of image that okay, this something, this is that or that. Prediction is something if you want to have a sort of a sentiment analysis sort of a thing, like okay, my customer base, or what if I am getting this much of input, what should I conclude from it. Entity extraction is also information about your business from data, various sources, category classification. So what I'm doing right now here is form processing. Form processing is something you feed the system with some information that surrounds, like okay, what kind of things are available in the document, and you can. So I will just creating a quick one that is called AI model demo with awesome community. So I miss autocorrect. So create it. Now, once I create this, it's the first step. You are inside the AI Builder. Now, the question arises, okay, we created it, but what's next? Yeah, what's next is you need to have a set of fields defined. Now, why you're setting up a field here? It's because you need to, because whenever we upload a document or anything, we need to just sort of mark it out, like what we are expecting from the document. Like for my case, it will be, I'm just planning to upload an invoice. I will say invoice. I will say order. It will be order here. I will say amount. Yep. Okay. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm just adding 3 here. Now, if you can see over here at the bottom, I have the option to click next. Perfect. Now, the collection part. The collection part is the part where you are like sort of feeding the system how the AI should work here. So if you say new collection, it will be asking you, okay, sir, please share some couple of documents, and which documents you want. You can go here, and here's the awesome part. You have option available to even do it from SharePoint, from Azure Blob, or even from your local drive as well. So if I go here in my local drive, I sort of downloaded some invoices that I already got. So let me just sort of these are 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is 5. I uploaded them. Oh, is it uploaded? Yeah, is it? Now upload the 5 documents. So what's happening here is that I'm feeding the system and I'm telling him, yeah, you know what? These are the documents. Just go through them and try to find out, like study them. The AI brain, and is sort of feeding on it. Now the next step is to analyze. Like I will be doing it's a Microsoft invoice that I usually get. I'm not sure why, but Power BI invoice I'm getting from past 1 years with a $0 amount. So this is something I found that why like it would be a good case study. I can create something out of it. So as I said, that anything we can benefit from, even though this is just a simple invoice that I am really using it. So what it's doing right now, it's doing sort of a, mapping out all those information there and seeing out, okay, this information exists, this, there, and it's just like sort of digesting the whole form. And after some minutes, obviously, it will be creating this whole analysis for us, and it will be telling us, oh, you know what, I have done it, and I have sort of analyzed whole this document. So let's just give it some time. Let me duplicate the screen. Meanwhile, let me know if you have any issue in seeing the screen. And also, please feel free to continue this discussion. I want to hear from you guys, even right now, even after our, the presentation. And let us continue this learning part. See over here, this invoice got uploaded. So let's give it a couple of, that's good. So what is it? AC tax invoices that I have. Now, I know people think AI is something, smart enough. I would say no. AI is something just like a kid. I have two sons, and when I just like I'm teaching them the words, the basic things, this is how you learn, then they sort of groom themselves to a level that they start thinking from their mind and they start taking decision from their own. Same is the case when we think of AI. I know some people think AI is something that is informed terminator. No, that's not the case. It's too far, it's there, but it's not that soon enough. So it's something, we have to sort of feed the system here. Now it's a simple thing. You can see on the right side I created these fields with you guys. So what I will do, okay, where is the invoice ID? Yeah, this is bill to ID. Yeah, this is the invoice ID. Yep, map it out. Invoice. Okay, where is the order? Where is the order? I don't see any order here. Yeah, it's a GUID ID, but let me choose bill to ID as order ID just for the sake of simplicity. And where is the amount? As I said, it was a $0 invoice amount, so I'm not sure why I'm getting it till today, but yeah, let's see. So done. I feed it the system, just like when I'm nowadays teaching my son, sort of a tracing how to trace a word, how to say A, how to say write B. So similarly, I taught the AI that this is the bill ID, this is the amount due. So this way, in future, when such even similar document will come, it will be smart enough to do the analysis on your own. So that's why it asks you for 5 documents, so to feed on. And you see that for the next part, it already mapped him. So go to the next one, it already mapped him. So you see, it's a quick learner. It's not something we have to teach and again. But yes, we have to. If you want to map out around 7 to 8 or maybe 10 fields, then yes, we have to sort of, maybe it will reconfirm the mapping. So here we go. Here we go. That's there. And once this is done, you see at the bottom, we see a new button, optional. So I will say next. And I will say, what, my device is done. I just train it. And this is the best part, train the AI. Now what AI is doing, it's using that same document, mapping out all those fields, and it's done because it was a simple one. I didn't give him a challenging task. So you see over here, it's already trained. So now it's asking us, okay, do you want to publish it? I say yes, I want to publish it. Because why I want to publish it? Once this is published, I can use that in my Power Automate. Now give it a second or so, some time, and I will be jumping towards the next phase. It takes some time. So don't worry. I'm hardly a 2 or 3 seconds. But yes, meanwhile, we can go towards. Oh, yes, look, it's done. So use model. Okay, now you see over here. I just click use model and it's giving me, okay, where you want to use this model. So all these low code, no code is the way, as I say, along with the Mandalorian saying that, what, this is how you can quickly use an AI. It's a simple scenario. I don't want to, hopefully I didn't, burst up anyone's expectation. They were thinking like, okay, we will be, Skynet will be operated from this session. If that was the case, I apologize for that. But yes, I want to give you, these sort of enthusiasm, sorry, sort of an excitement and sort of a thought-provoking idea in your mind that, what, this is something that is already there and you can use that using nothing. It's just a simple click and go forward situation. Now, I won't be using that because I already, for the sake of time, I already created, yeah, the Power Automate here. So I will be going here in the Power Automate. So this Power Automate, if you can see Flow, MS Flow window in front of you, and to be sure that what, I'm also learning and I want to show you my failures as well. That's what I wanted to show, said in the earlier, that what, see these failures. So after that, there is success. So all for all of you guys who are trying to learn, who are planning to learn AI or something like that, don't get demotivated. Keep on trying, keep on learning, and keep on teaching me as well. Please come to me, please tag me, please have sort of have a discussion with me over any time you want, and I would love to learn from you and also try to teach the little bit experience that I have right now. So now, once this is there, and I will be going to the edit part. Now, once this opens up, just a second. Yep, it's a simple scenario. I didn't do any sort of a complex thing. Uh, that I just wanted to, because of the sake of time, I wanted to give you the flavor of it. That this is how you cook a Power Automate and an AI-based recipe. And this is how, and it's really good. I hope you will be liking it. And so you see over here, what I did is that I just linked to, a LinkedIn, sorry, to a SharePoint, and I just gave it my SharePoint URL. Just a second. This Teams pop-up always annoys me. I'm sorry about that. It always comes up in front of my tab. Just a second. Let me just drag it down. Okay. So over here, I have a SharePoint that where I already created a site here, and you know what? I just sort of link that same site. Sorry for switching windows. Apologies for that. If someone is not, I will be trying to be slow when I'm trying to switch the windows. So when I create a folder here, it's just nothing that is linked to this SharePoint. It's simple thing. I just created a new site over SharePoint, created a new folder, told him the path and everything, and that's it. Now here the magic comes in. You see over here, this is my AI model. The one that you see here, it was the practice one, and this is the one that I created with for the awesome community that we have right now, and who just woke up early on a Saturday morning, even though, and some of them are still awake. Maybe it's almost end of Saturday there. I'm not sure about the time zone, but thank you everyone for whoever is here on this session and are came here to learn things. So, and also you see, I just mentioned out what type of document that I'm expecting from the AI. So you see all these things. I will just show you how the section is added. It's just like a small low code, no code thing. So here you see this is an AI builder connector. I just selected that. Now it's asking me, what do you want to do? You remember in this at the start, we had 4 or 5 sort of a module there. And here right now you see couple of models here, all those models being sort of a breakdown, like image processing, how what do you need to from image, recognize text in image, recognize objects in images. All these things are here available. So you see how easy it is to use AI on your Power Automate. And let me give you a scenario here. I think most of you will be thinking, okay, thank you Mr. for the session, but where I can use it? Well, this is the invoice processing part. You can create records. You can create an approval process around it. Power Automate gives you the approval process option available to send out that approval email to your respective maybe sales head so that he can approve it, or you can send it out to sort of a customer to sign it. So these all things are there when it comes to Power Automate. This is the power that you have when you are uploading a document. Maybe you have another system like SAP, ERP, any other AX, Sage, financial suite, Oracle financial suite that have this invoice information, and you cannot integrate it, or maybe because of this reason. So this whole situation gives you the power to get that, analyze it, use that for any action that pleases you. So hopefully this will give you something to think about. Now, so this is simple, and I will just sort of deleting for the sake of time. I was just deleting. Apologies for that. And you see over here, this is what I selected. I already told him that, you know what, this form, what is coming from the above, the step is the thing that you need to sort of utilize the file content, like the file you have to read. Now here is the interesting part. Now you see over here, this is some mapping that I already did, and I created a small Excel sheet here. So you can see over here, this is the Excel sheet, and I will be just trying to map that here. So what I will say is that just remove it. Do remember when you are, I think, I'm not sure if any one of you have a customer engagement background, I think, but just like a lookup in CE database, there are 3 fields created. So same is the case here when you are look side of a username or the builder. Be sure that sorry, any question? Any issue? Sorry, I heard some voice. That's why. Okay, fine. Thank you. So, so be sure that you select the good part here and do like let me show you. I selected invoice here, right? Oh, sorry, invoice. Oh, I spelled it wrong. My bad. I say invoice. Okay, okay, fine. It's a funny name now. So it can be a hashtag. Okay, we had an invoice session. So so okay, I need some more time next time. Okay, so for this part, here invoice key location, its value location, all these things, if you think from a perspective of AI, it's giving you where this thing lie on the document as well, because it's sort of I'm not expert like what these values will help us here, but for me as a consultant, as a customer engagement consultant, for me the important part is the value part. So if I go here, value page number, key page number, value location, invoice, and invoice key location, and display name and value. Sorry, there are too many. As I said, value. I will just select that. So I will select here invoice value, and okay, and I will go down here to order and order value. Come on. Oh, this is one annoying part. I would say, um, so but no worries. Rest of the things are awesome. So amount. So you see over here amount. I think amount value page is there. No. Yep. So I just mapped out all those fields here, and what I will be doing is just saving this record. It's saved, perfectly saved. And what I will be doing here is that, once this is saved, all these information are saved here, I will be, sort of running the flow by uploading a document in the SharePoint and seeing out these fields getting populated. Similar, it's just a simple trigger point just to show you the capability, the power of, this whole scenario that I just created in front of you. So here I go to the files. Unfortunately, I have all $0 invoice. I was thinking to use my PTCL bill, but it was too messy to, just to power automate to understand that as well. So apologies for that, for using a pretty straightforward, so simple scenario for the sake. Okay, now uploading is happening. Uploading. And yes, the uploading is done. Now let me go back to the invoice part and okay, sorry, my bad. Go back to the flow and open it up. Oh, good. Oh no, it's running. I think it's running. It didn't run. Perfect. It will be running. Or is it not saved yet? I did save it, right? Let me quickly check. Okay, maybe it was not saved. That's why it's not coming up. Okay, save it. And I will just sort of re-uploading the document. Apologies for this small glitch. Let's see. And saved. Okay, perfect. And that's there. And I will be just uploading. So, oh, sure, it's happened. That's great. 30 bucks. It did it up. Ta-da! So you can see here, it worked, by the way. It's slow, but it's slow and steady wins the race case. But you see, it inserted the information here. Sorry, it studied a third line because when I was testing it, 2 records were inserted here. So you see over here, this is the information I got it. And if I go back to the particular document again, Ah, I deleted that. No worry. Let's upload one more. Aren't you getting excited? Like how simply we did this whole situation, how simply we created, and it's all done. And hardly, if you ask me, it's like an hour game, a couple of hour game. Once you get familiar with the system. So with that, I just wanted to give you some flavor. I know I would love to go again and again with you guys on this session because it's pretty interesting to have such sessions and but to keep the time constraint and keeping and the other speakers session intact. Unfortunately, I have been ending the session a couple of minutes early so that I can hear from you if you have any questions or answers. Okay, here you go. The next one is also Ellen. So do you have any question, any feedback, or any further queries? Please do let me know. Or if you think you need some time to grasp what you just took
There
the
are a
notes
couple of
about,
points.
you can definitely approach me. Yes, sir.
So, yeah, a couple of points in a chat window, Mr. Jab. If you can quickly have a look at those points. If there's any question, feel free to answer. If not, then we'll continue with the next speaker. Thank you.
Oh, okay, sure. So, sorry, do we have some questions here, right? Oh, yes. Thank you, Asif. Asif, I totally agree. I cannot agree more. It's slow, but yes, this is like from a process perspective, it won't be that once you schedule it out, you don't need to worry about. But yes, when you're doing a demo with a 30-minute time constraint, yes, this is too slow. But I agree. 5 copies are enough or not? No, it's not enough. It's just like when it consider this way, AI consider this AI just like teaching your son or your niece or your like small children that you need some time and patience. So that's what you have to teach a multiple documents. The more the documents you give, the more combination you give, the better it is. But 5 is minimum, at least for. So in some server, after approval is processed for a user, can we start some processes? Yes, indeed. Sorry, I was not able to, because of the sake of time, I didn't. Initially I planned to use the approval cycle, but when I reran the whole presentation, it was not coming up in 30 minutes. But yes, you can do it. You can have multiple ways to that. Uh, doesn't take a lot of processing if you're not sharing your video. I think yes, maybe you're right. Here an AI pro tip that it doesn't take time. Yeah, like it's too quick. It's because we are sharing. So you know what? That's a pro tip I think. So any other suggestion to keep off your video for just with yep. I think that's right. And
All good.
any other
Perfect.
on it? Okay. Thank you
Yes,
everyone for your
perfect.
time. Stay with us and please over back to you, Faisal and other.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you,
guys
Mr.
for
Jab.
stopping.
Stay with us because you will be handling later on. Don't go away anywhere. So,
Yeah, I'm just having my coffee.
okay. So, I'll just quickly introduce Shakir. Shakir, if you please have joined. Yes, Shakir. Yes. We can see you, Shakir.
Yeah, you can see me.
Yes, I can see you.
All right, that's
It's a
good.
little
That's
bit,
good.
it's a little bit blurred, but I'm not sure it's
Yep,
for me or for everyone.
yep. It's gonna be better. Let me just fix my camera. Just give me a second. Yes, it's not good. All right. Okay. So let me just give me a second. All right. Okay. So. All right. And I would request everyone to please mute yourself so that I won't be listening to myself again. Just a kind of a request from my side. All right. Okay. So we are already 2 minutes late. So I'm sharing my screen. Please let me know if you can see my screen or not. Yep. Can you see my screen? Yes, now.
Yep, it's all
Yep.
good.
All right. Okay. So let's start my session. Um, Thank you all. Thank you for tuning into my session. And my session name is Power Virtual Agents Deep Dive Session. And so I would like to thank Power Platform Community in Pakistan and this PPP, which is kind of bit, So it's a Power Platform Pakistan, and my name is Shakir Majid Khan. And so let's move into my next session, next slide. All right. Okay. So Let me just go. Just give me one. Yep. All right. Okay. So let me just go to my next slide. Um. Okay. So I just. All right. Okay. So that's about me. As I've mentioned, that my name is Shakir Khan, and I'm working as a senior technical lead at Optus, which is one of the biggest telco in telecommunication company in Sydney, in my Australia. So I'm based in Sydney. I'm a Microsoft certified solution expert and a Microsoft certified trainer as well. I've started my YouTube channel some 6, 7 months ago, and you can find my YouTube channel on this link, or if you can just search it on YouTube, SMK Gigi Speak. So you will find my channel over there. And you can tweet me at my Twitter handle, meet SMK. This is my Twitter handle, so you can follow me, and I will follow you back. That's for sure. And you can go to my site shakimajid.com, and then I'm trying to publish some of the contents into my site as well, so you can find some blogs and the contents on over there, and then you can add me on the LinkedIn. So you can search my name on the LinkedIn and you will follow me. As I mentioned just quite a few moments ago, I'm in Karachi. Sorry, I'm not in Karachi. So I'm in Sydney, Australia. So that's where I'm whereabouts. This is kind of very recent picture of mine. And so I'm from so basically I moved in Australia like for 4 years ago. Yeah, and then before that I was working in Middle East for like 6, 7 years, and before that I was working in Karachi, Pakistan, where I belongs to and where I born and raised. I did my education from Pakistan, and yeah, so that is a bit about my side. Let's go to my third slide. Power virtual agents. Okay, so before jumping into Power Virtual Agent, I would like to ask you that all of you guys, if you know about anything about a bot or something else, a bot and relevant technologies and the phrases. So just forget about it. So I'll just take you from the very business perspective and from the end user perspective, and I'll keep it as simple as possible, and with due time of this 30 minutes. So I would like to just forget about whatever you know about the bots and any related technologies. So I will just take you through from the very scratch to the end of what I'm talking about. Okay, so what is Power Virtual? So Power Virtual is a bot framework. So bot framework is like an application where you can ask a question to a machine, and the machine can answer you back. So the answers can be based on your previous data, on your location, on your preference, and your time zone, and different aspects. So the machine would know that machine might know that where you are, from where you are, which time zone you are in, or your preferences. It might be like if you're asking about like I want to eat something in a food panda site, or in a different food site. So they might know that your food preferences, and then they will return back the result to you. So it's all about like the system itself knows about it, and then they model the data, and then they can present the data based on what you are asking and what you are going to ask. So why Power Virtual Agents? So we have like so many tools, and you would say like there's the whole frameworks available everywhere, like in the Azure, and in the different technologies. So why this Power Virtual Agent? So the Power Virtual Agent is a no code graphical interface to build a bot from from very sketch till a proper application, which there on your site. It can be published onto your site. It can be published on the Teams, on the Slack, and on the Facebook, on the WhatsApp, or whatever the channel you have. You can publish it over there. So So it's just like without writing a code, without a prior knowledge of the AI or the data or you shouldn't be a friend of any a data scientist or AI expert. So if you are aware of your requirements, so you can go and you can have your uh, you can build your bot over there. So so eliminate is like it eliminate the gap between the business owner and then who are building the board. So the business owner they just transform their requirements, and then they can just tell the bot builders, or the business owner can build the bots themselves. So it just eliminate the whole gap of the guys who are there as a developer, or the AI scientist, or AI centers or whatever. So it's just like there are two guys. One is bot builders. One is the guy who can build the bot on the Power Virtual Agent. One is the business user, and they can just communicate and build the bot. That's it. And what does reduce time? So as I mentioned that as we have chopped off all those guys which are there helping to build the board, so they are like two guys. So now you have reduced the time. So you have like one-to-one conversation. You say, okay, I want to build the boss, I want to communicate with the SharePoint. So the bot builders or the other guy who's building the bot, or it might be the you. So you will say, okay, I can do that. Okay, just like adding the Power Automate and then calling the SharePoint, and then get the data from the SharePoint or any other data source, which is quite fantastic. And again, so remove. So the major point what I really like about this, that it won't go into the details of the AI, and then all the bot technologies. Like it won't ask me to first understand the Lois and how does this Lois work, and how this natural language processing works, or how this, and what is the adaptive card, and all the other stuff. No, so it will give you a plain and simple thing which could work for your business. So you need to understand that the 90% of the stuff which is coming from the business are not that complex. So we have the tool at our hand which can deal the that complexity, which like which can be done through the Power Virtual Agents. So now you have removed the all those understanding, or the customization which you have in the AI system and the environments. All right, okay, and the simplify that you have simplified all those ingredients which are there in the Power Virtual Agent. So you have couple of major aspect, major things in the Power Virtual Agent which is there. You can use that, and you can use that, and you can build your application. You don't require anything like deploying it and to understand how Microsoft Teams work. No, it's just like plain and simple. One button click, deploy. Teams administrator just accept those changes, and then there you go. It is available to all your users, which is there in your Teams, or in any application. So it's quite simple. I really like it about it. And again, what I mentioned, that is just a single click, so it actually helps to interact with the IT. So if you have worked with a big organization with a layer of IT guys, and who are owning those application or those environment, so it is very difficult to ask them to even to uh, create some application on the Azure, like creating the bot web application on the Azure, or the Lois on the Azure, and another related technology. So in this case, in the Power Virtual Agent, you are not talking to any IT guy. So you are deploying from the Power Virtual Agents, and then it goes into the Teams. And like if I'm talking, if I will take the example of the team that I'm creating the Power Virtual Agent, bot in the Power Virtual Agent, I'm deploying into the Teams. So whatever the application, whatever the user involved are the non-IT guys, or they can, or you can say that they can be IT pros. So they are not a developer, they are not very techy guys, so they understand the business and they understand how does it work. So you have just minimize all other parties or the participant deploy or running this thing, which is good in a way, which is bad in terms of if you are thinking about like if you're a developer and you are saying that okay, it can be done by a single click and it's all done. So that might be the case that okay, you say like okay, it's just going after my job or what I know. But again, like as a power platform we have, so it's just like the user driven. So there is like very least amount of coding required, or the technology you must be mastered on. So if you just spend some days on it, so you can do it. It's quite simple, and I've seen like many organizations they are moving into power platform. They're really loving it, and Microsoft is just pushing all the organization to use the power platform, which is quite good, which is quite good. All right, so let's go to my another um, slide. So what you can do, as I've mentioned, that you can empower your team. So you have teams of it might be like one developer, one bot builder, and whole set of business users who knows that how does this thing works, and then they can rephrase their and then recompile their problems in terms of the power virtual agents. So they know that how what the topics works, how this entity works, and how this stuff works. So they just recompile their all the issues, and then they will go to you, and then they will come to you with the proper requirements, so that you won't be spending too much time, and then it empowers your teams as well. Again, as I mentioned, that it reduces the cost, so you won't be able, so you won't require other like the those services on the Azure as we build, as we build some bot on the Azure, or any techno, any anywhere else like the like AWS and etc. So it does reduce the cost, and it does reduce the cost, the the development cost as well. If you take about like there's a requirement which is quite basic, and it can be done through the power virtual agent, so you won't require that much time to deploy to take the part of take the part of developing from the scratch, from the Visual Studio Code, or from different tools. So you just go into the Power Virtual Agent, and then develop, and then deploy it, and then publish it. So it straight away goes to the your respective channels or the applications to display this bot, which is quite good, and does reduce the cost and improves customer satisfaction. Okay, so that's a very good point. So Microsoft Power Virtual Agent does give you a very detailed analytics base, and it shows you that how much like if there's a topic, and it does answer some of the that question. So it will let you know that okay, how close our answer was, and if it's not able to answer any of the question, then it will have it in your analytics, so you can see like okay, what are the question not been answered by the but your bot. So which is quite good. And if you see from the business perspective, from the business perspective, they won't be ping, they won't have to ping the IT guys to know that okay, how does it going, and just to provide them some sort of data to look into it. It's there, and they just have to use it. And as I've seen, as I've used it so far, it's quite good. And if your organization does have that money to use it, I would recommend just to go. All right, okay, so let me go to my third slide, third or fourth. Well, I just lost the content, lost the count. So components of Power Virtual Agents. So there are like a couple of key components within the Power Virtual Agents. So one is the topics. So topic is basically kind of any topics. So it could be a greeting. So like if you say like if you combine all the greeting, that good morning, good afternoon, hi, how are you, hello agent, or hello bot, or hello whatever. So you can combine into one greetings, and all the greetings will follow the same path. So you say okay, the greeting would follow the same path. Okay, it will ask me about my name or whatever. So you can define that okay, this is the this is the topic and these are the triggering phrases. So all those questions are the triggering phrases, and based on the triggering phrase, then the bot knows that okay, which route I need to take. So there are like two kind of topic. One is the user topic and one is the system topics. So user topic is so what the user will build that those topics. So the good part is that when you create a new bot on the Power Virtual Agent, so it will create like 3 or 4 topics for you, and it will and there's a system topic. The system topics are already there, which you can like enhance those topics, but you cannot delete those topic or turn it off. So it would be always on, but you can change the all the like the triggering phrases, or you can change the authoring canvas or the path it will take it. Entities are the pre-built entities. So entities is just like kind of the kind of the information you want to drive from the single from the message itself. So let's suppose there's I'm as a bot, I'm throwing a question that what is your age. So if someone writes that okay, my age is 19 years old, and so the entity as a age entity, it will pick up that okay, I'm talking about I'm mentioning my age as a 19 years. So it will pick up that 19, and then you can store it into a variable and later use into your bots to show the other messages. So which is quite good. If you think about the perspective of the business user and says that okay, business user is like I want to like they want to have their ages or the phone numbers or whatever. So you have this pre-built entities. The custom entities is just like you have right now in the Power Virtual Agent, you can create only the list. So this is just like the combo box or the options you can throw to the or you can show to the user. So it right now it's very restricted list, but further down the line and further like if we talk about like 1 year or 2 years down the line or even the 6 months, it won't that far. So it will show you like okay, that's how it works, and it might have like the multiple custom entities. Why not? And the third part is like the fourth point is actions. So action is just like if based on the message and based on the user key phrases. So you can you can have some action like you can call Power Automate and you can ask that okay, what is the and then you can pull some data from the SharePoint and from the different data sources. So and in my example, I would show you like the time permit that I will show you that how I built that bot and then how I'm pulling the data from the from the Power Automate, and the Power Automate is calling the SharePoint behind the scene. And the last thing is the publishing. So publishing is quite very easy if you're talking about from the team's point of view. It's just single click single click publish, and from team it just like approve, and then it's available to the users. So you don't require other guys to involve it and to manage it. It's just like two people publish, and then the other guy who is a team owner, they can accept that one. All right, so let's go to my to my demo. All right, okay. All right. So what I have done that I've created this demo. So I presented the same topics in like a couple of days ago in Microsoft Reactor Sydney, like yeah, 2 days ago. Yeah, on the Thursday I think. So I built the I provided the same demo and over there. So just to because we have like the half an hour over there, I got like a full hour. So just to give you kind of uh, yeah. So okay. So what let on the left hand side, there you can see you have teams, you have home topics, entities, analytics. Let me just give me 1 minute. Uh, Yep. All right. Okay. So home topics. Yeah. So on the left hand side, there are home topics, entities, analytics, publish, and the manage. So we will talk about first about the topics. So when you click on the topic, you can see um, the system generated topics which are there escalate like this one with with this icon, and then you can see like all these are the system generated topics, and all the above are the user generated topics. So if I click on this one, like say greetings. So I've changed this greetings in when I was presenting to the Microsoft Reactor. So as you can see, like there are like couple of greetings over here. So and all the greeting, as I mentioned, that all the greetings are the triggering points. So whenever a bot find this phrase, so it will go into this the root of asking different questions. So if you see like based on this triggering phrase, it will ask me this question that it will show me that message that hello, and then it will know my user display name because it is being deployed into the teams. So it will pick up like who is on the teams, and it will pick up the username, and based on the username, they will ask you then they will give you this question, uh, the another message. So let me just show you like, okay, hi, and it will show me the that hello and my name, which is my administrator. All right, okay, you do not have the access. All right, why I do not have the access? Uh, which is quite funny. All right, let me just refresh this one. Or let me just go to before, okay, going into this one, let me just go to my, yeah, so this is another screen. This is another screen. Let me just reset again, and then question hello, hello, and then it should answer me. Yep. See, so it will show me like the part is taking. So good afternoon, and the hello my username, and it shows me those answered result. And I'll just say, because I know that I've created one topic which is my what I've done. So current activity. Okay, so yeah. So what I've done that I've put one I've connected to my virtual agent, and what is this that I have a SharePoint list behind the scene, a kind of a data source, and I'm asking from the SharePoint is that okay, what my child is doing. So I have a SharePoint list where my username, my email address, and my child first name is there, and his current activity is there. So it will show me that okay, what's my child currently doing over there. So as you can see, like these are the triggering phases, are these are the questions, and I'm asking in this in this question that what is the child first name, because I've mentioned that I've keeping this username and email address and the child name, and then the current activity of my child, or is he sleeping or what. So let me just answer this, get ask this question, and then say what's up with my boy. So it will ask me that what's my boy name. So I will just say my boy name is Ahmad, and I say Ahmad, and Ahmed, and it will show me the what he's doing at the moment. So which is quite fantastic. See, like it just gets connected to the data source, and it show me like what he's currently doing, and which is there as a data, which is currently saved as a data source. So through your Power Automate, sorry, not through your Power Virtual Agent, you have connected with your data source through your Power Automate, which is quite fantastic. And the data source could be anything. Like it could be your database. It could be anything. Like as I'm using this. SharePoint, just for an example. And I have another one. So I'll just show you another example. So I deployed this one on my on one of the teams. So this is the user. So as you can see, the user is Adley, and I've used this one. So when I ask again, this hello. So it will show me the same message, and see it's recognized me, like it recognized the user as Adley. All right, and I would ask the same question that okay, so let's in this case at least daughter is there in the daycare, and then it will ask me that what is your daughter name. Okay, so all right, sorry, what I need to ask first, this I need to ask this one. What's my child doing? uh so I'll just take this off and just give me a minute. And my child doing, yes, so child name is Emma. So Emma, and then it shows the Emma data, not the Emma data. So it was in the Emma case, it was showing sleeping, and over here it's showing the eating lunch. And then you can, like, I can show you loads of stuff over here, but just to make this demo very simple and just won't bombard you with a lot of information. So I would just finish my session with a thank you screen. And so these are my so thank you guys. So as I mentioned that you can add me on LinkedIn, and my future speaking is which is right now, which is today's one. And I will be speaking into Microsoft Reactor Sydney, which would be on the Thursday, 25th of March at 6 p.m. So if you wants to attend that session, it would be a power watch. It would be a power app portal. Yeah, so it would be on that one. So you can catch me over there. And from my side, it's over to you guys. Thank you guys.